In 1943, deep inside Nazi concentration camps, prisoners began disappearing into buildings that were never marked on public maps. Some never returned. Others emerged changed forever. What happened inside those rooms would later shock even the investigators tasked with documenting the crimes of World War II. The experiments were not accidents. They were not isolated incidents. They were organized programs supported by powerful figures within Nazi Germany. At the center of many of these projects stood Heinrich Himmler, head of the SS. Under his authority, camp prisoners became test subjects. Their consent did not matter. Their survival often did not matter either. One of the most notorious locations was Auschwitz. Thousands arrived there every week. Most expected imprisonment. Some were selected for something even worse. Among the doctors working there was Joseph Mengele. To some prisoners, he appeared calm and professional. To others, he became a symbol of terror. Mengele was fascinated by twins. When twins arrived at Auschwitz, they were often separated from other prisoners and taken into his program. The children were measured, photographed, examined, and subjected to procedures that had little scientific value and often caused severe suffering. Witnesses later described repeated blood draws, painful injections, and invasive examinations. Many children did not survive. But Auschwitz was only part of the story. Hundreds of miles away, another series of experiments unfolded inside Dachau concentration camp. Nazi officials wanted to know how pilots might survive extreme conditions. Prisoners were locked inside low-pressure chambers designed to simulate high-altitude flight. Investigators later discovered records describing seizures, loss of consciousness, and death. The physician associated with many of these experiments was Sigmund Rascher. Some victims were exposed to conditions intended to replicate aircraft emergencies. Others were submerged in freezing water for extended periods. Researchers recorded body temperatures as prisoners struggled to stay alive. The data collected came at an unimaginable human cost. As the war intensified, the experiments expanded. At Ravensbrück, many prisoners were subjected to procedures involving deliberate wounds and infections. Doctors attempted to study treatments for battlefield injuries. Victims later testified about surgeries performed without adequate anesthesia and the lasting damage that followed. The camp became a place where medical ethics disappeared behind barbed wire. The Nazi regime justified these programs as scientific research, but post-war investigations revealed a different reality. Many experiments lacked proper methodology. Some produced unreliable results. Others appeared driven by ideology rather than science. Race played a central role. Nazi leaders promoted pseudo-scientific theories claiming certain groups were biologically superior. Human beings were reduced to categories. Prisoners became numbers. Entire populations were treated as expendable. As the Third Reich began collapsing in 1945, evidence of these crimes started surfacing. Allied forces advancing through Germany encountered camps filled with survivors, records, and witnesses. Investigators documented what they found. Photographs captured overcrowded barracks and medical facilities. Documents revealed experimental programs. Testimony connected names, dates, and locations. The scale of the crimes became impossible to ignore. Then came the trials. Following World War II, a series of proceedings known as the Doctors' Trial took place in Nuremberg. 23 defendants, including physicians and administrators, faced charges related to war crimes and crimes against humanity. The evidence presented in court shocked observers worldwide. Witnesses described freezing experiments, high-altitude tests, sterilization programs, and procedures performed on prisoners without consent. Documents recovered from Nazi archives supported many of the claims. The trials established a historic precedent. For perhaps the first time, the international community confronted the question of what limits must exist in medical research. The result was the Nuremberg Code. This set of ethical principles emphasized voluntary consent and protections for human subjects. Its influence would extend far beyond Germany and shape research standards for decades. Yet the story did not end with the verdicts. Families searched for answers about relatives who never returned. Survivors carried physical and psychological scars for the rest of their lives. Historians continued uncovering records hidden in archives. Each new document added another piece to a disturbing picture. What made these experiments especially chilling was not only their brutality, it was the system behind them. Doctors, administrators, guards, and officials operated within institutions that transformed cruelty into procedure. Forms were filed, reports were written, results were recorded, and behind every statistic stood a human being. Today, the Nazi human experiments remain among the darkest examples of what can happen when science is stripped of ethics and human life is treated as disposable. The records survive, the testimony survives, the warnings survive, and one question remains: how many ordinary people watched these systems grow and failed to stop them before it was too late? If you found this investigation valuable, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who should know this story, and subscribe to the Classified Protocol for more classified operations, hidden experiments, declassified files, and historical secrets they never wanted the public to see. And remember, the most dangerous secrets are often the ones hidden in plain sight. We'll see you in the next file.